記念ウィンポ出番よ色速ジェックス
Guys, I was wondering if you can help me. I lost a gray sweater. It was somewhere around the stage. It said Defy Media on it. You guys don't know where that would be, did you?
No. Since we all have the sweater, I can imagine someone else was
On a
taking
completely
it.
different tangent, you guys have wonderful fashion sense, I just want to say.
You
guys,
too.
You look really good. I don't know what it
Thank
is.
you.
I don't know what it is.
I got a haircut, it might be that. Getting back to the topic at hand, I brought you here to talk about a game I've never heard of before in my entire life. I actually don't know how to pronounce. Senran Kagura?
Kagura.
Senran Kagura.
Senran
Yeah.
Kagura. Which is?
Hey boy,
You want to go? Go
we're
ahead.
stepping
Go
into
ahead.
a hornet's nest here. Senran Kagura is a game where you play, you go through a story, and you switch between different female shinobi, and you fight. Like it's one-on-one fighting for the most part. And as you damage them, their clothes start ripping until they're in nothing but their skimpies.
Yeah.
So,
And sometimes, if you do a special combo, their skimpies come off, but you can't see it. It's actually this blinding light, this blinding mosaic, which you see in the cutscene, which covers everything, covers even the people that are behind it and in front of it. It is ridiculous. That's why. You already showed all of that, and I don't know. I thought it was a bit unnecessary, but
So you were disappointed?
I wasn't disappointed. I knew about this game because they were doing all these advertisements of, it is kind of weird, of people buying this game and like hiding it, and it'd be like, you know what you're buying? You're buying a game where girls' clothes rip off. Essentially, was the whole premise of these like series of commercials, and they kind of went viral. So.
And there was like a vampire game that came out recently that was kind of the same thing where you had to
Akihabara Strip, yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I reviewed that actually.
Yeah,
Which is awesome that you have to be specific about the game where you attack people and rip their clothes off.
Yeah.
It's like a genre now.
It's Xseed, and that's sort of the games that they do. They've always done like these kind of like almost raunchy. Okay, they are raunchy. Who are we kidding?
Almost too raunchy.
Almost too raunchy. You know, dating sim games and RPGs and things like that. So they definitely bring like a lot of that Japanese fan service love into the Americas, which is ridiculous. So I appreciate it.
You like the fan service sometimes.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty harmless, right? It's so ridiculous, and the girls are so exaggerated that it's. I don't find it like offensive, I guess personally. It makes itself very obvious what it is, and you know what you're getting into.
How big is this game? I mean, how much is it, and what are you really investing in to pick this game up?
Well, it's actually a pretty big game. There's a lot of modes. There's an online mode, which allows you to fight with whoever that is online, and there's an ad hoc mode, which allows you to locally connect to everyone and then play all of your characters. And then I believe there's like 6 per school, and there's 3 schools. And so the premise is that there's 2 ninja schools, and one is like ambiguous in morality. One's good, and then one's bad, and you get to play through each of those. And you fight your opponent schools, and then you fight all the people inside your school too. So there's actually quite a bit of gameplay, and the fighting mechanics are crap.
Okay, that was my biggest thing. That's what I wanted to talk about, because I've played it for about 3 or 4 hours, and I don't think I want to play any more of it, because the fighting is not fun.
It's not very fun, no.
All it is you're in this
It's
tiny...
gorgeous though. It looks great.
Yeah.
It looks great.
It looks good. It's very colorful. But you're in this tiny arena, and the way fights work is you pretty much just run up to each other and just smash on the button. If you see them attacking, you hold block, and then whenever you can, you spam your super. Like you don't.
You literally spam your super. You have like maybe 3 of it, and you just continually spam it. There's no other attack you do. You just spam it until they're dead.
And there's no thought to it at all. There's no consideration. Like when the ninjas that you're fighting, they get tougher, they just do more damage and are better at like getting you in a combo lock.
Yeah.
And so there'll just be times where you're just sitting there eating hits and you're like, I can't do anything.
Because the only problem is there's no like counter system.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to attack someone, there's no way to like, you can block it, but that takes time, and then you just get hit again. So there's nothing to interrupt your opponent, which makes for a very big flaw in a fighting game, I feel like. But it's definitely, it plays like Naruto, the Naruto fighting games, where it's like a third person. And yeah, it's just not a good fighting game. But it does have some beautiful animations. And I really like the animations. I think the characters themselves are really interesting in terms of how they're designed. Their personalities are just anime trash, but I mean, they have really interesting weapons. They all have different sort of powers and tactics, and you can actually attach different techniques to them. So you get to change up your movesets, which doesn't matter because if you can't interrupt anything anyway, what the hell is the point? So yeah, I mean, I'm a very visual person, and it's probably not a good thing, but I forgive a lot of games on their gameplay if there's something that does still, take me. But honestly, I don't think I have enough patience to play through the game completely.
4 hours, it sounds like, is about as far as you can get. Would you say you played for 3 or 4?
I played for 3 or 4, and I was like, I don't want to keep going. But there is something I appreciate, not to just like totally trash on it. Maybe it sounds throwaway, but I appreciate the very specific lightheartedness it's going for with the dialogue. Like, it's just a bunch of girls that are very much anime tropes, but like, it's kind of funny. Like, you have this arena kind of fighting game where no one's taking themselves seriously. Like, 2 girls get in a fight because one of them refuses to clean the dojo, and the other one's like, no, you're gonna do it, and I'm gonna beat you up until you clean the dojo.
And then she ends up cleaning the dojo anyway.
Right, and then then you win.
Yeah.
And then the other girl just runs away.
But
it's somewhat amusing with the situation.
But let me tell you about that character. That character, her whole thing is she's a brawler, and she has these giant gauntlets that are just way bigger than she is, and it has like this weird buster effect where like when she punches, like this piston comes out and like retracts again, and then it like explodes. So like there's interesting ideas like that.
Yeah, and the other girl, the one that refuses to clean, her special is she gets a giant frying pan and like pancakes, and you just like throw it at them,
slam pancakes
and the
at her
pancakes
till
do like a
she's
ton
dead.
of damage to you.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff is quirky.
Once
and cool.
again, that's I don't know. I think the gameplay is so easy and mindless where you can just beat the game really easily and unlock all of that stuff if you're into it. But that's what I'm saying is it's a grind. Yeah. It's not a fun gaming experience where you have to like challenge yourself. It's you get through it and then you laugh at the little quirky girls and then you see some boobies jiggling around, and
I feel like it's unfair. Well, maybe not totally unfair, but I was playing Bayonetta and this game at the same time, and the fighting in Bayonetta is so good.
You just played Persona a bunch.
Right? Yeah, and it was hard to go back to that.
Yeah.
So.
But if you like it and if that's the sort of thing that you're into,
Can you tell you like it from the visuals? Like we're rolling footage right now of what the game looks like. If you're looking at that and hearing the two of you guys share your opinions, you're like, okay, I get. You played it for 4 hours. I could put 4 hours into this game and have patience for it.
I mean, I honestly, if I had the time, if I had the luxury of that, I'd probably unlock everything and just be like, oh, that was a pretty fun experience. It's like watching anime in a way.
I think you can know immediately if it's for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have the time, Max. Not anymore. On to
Not
play more
anymore.
games.
No.
More games.
More games.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brandon.
Kagura